Ramakatha Rasavahini, Prema Sudhamritavahini, Sathya Sanatani Dharma Swarupini, Shanti Pradayini Mokshakarini, Ramakatha Rasavahini, Ramakatha Rasavahini.
Sai Ram, everyone. We will start the study cycle with 3 Omkarams. Om. 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 Sai Ram, everyone. will invite Brother Sai Satyesh to share a summary of what was discussed last week. Sai Ram, Sai Satyesh.
Sai Ram, everyone. So we are currently in chapter 5 of Ramakatha Rasavahini, and we were discussing about how the princes, along with Minister Sumantra, they had embarked on the pilgrimage. They had gone all the way from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, and how they had also gone from the eastern to the western side, spending more than 3 months. And what we also saw was the intent or the focus with which the princes always had while visiting those places. They would have a single pointed attention and ask Sumantra all questions surrounding that place. And so our discussion last time was, even when we go on pilgrimages to Prashant Nilayam, how should our focus be? And so long as the focus is centered around Swami and all of the spiritual activities, how to do that so that we are not distracted by other activities as such, how to keep that focus. And also what we saw was how the princes, every time they saw any inconveniences to the pilgrims or the laymen, they would immediately point that out to Sumantra and plead with him to have that immediately taken care of. So we were seeing the questions that came were how, when King Dasharatha, was he not doing enough as a king? Is that the reason why the princes found gaps and were trying to plug those gaps by their request to the minister? Or was it because of the Karuna Rasa that they had, and the way we discussed how Swami would respond to a situation when he sees people going on the road versus anybody else who would see the same sight and move on? So we spoke a little about that as well. And I think that's where we concluded the last time. So maybe with that, I'll hand this back to you, Anna. Right.
Thank you very much, Satish. I don't know what was the slide which was discussed last week, whether we had to read that once more.
This was the slide, Anna. This was
the slide. Okay.
Yeah.
So if anyone would like to discuss any of the points, we can do. Otherwise, we'll move on. I guess no. Thank you. So, okay, Uncle Gopalan.
Anna, I think Gopalan uncle was not very well keeping. Yeah, so I think we can ask Uncle Ron or somebody else.
Okay, Ron, if you're around.
Sure, Sai Ram, I am around.
Thank you very much, Ron.
Okay. Accounts of the pilgrimage of the princes were conveyed to Ayodhya by special courtiers who ran in relays forward and backward with news they collected. Whenever delays occurred, the queens were weighed down by anxiety. They prayed to the preceptor Vasishta to give them correct information regarding them. Vasishta had the yogic attainment to discover what was happening to them. So he used to tell them the reassuring news that they were happy, healthy, and hearty, and that they would soon be returning to the capital. The mothers delivered courage and confidence therefrom. The preceptor blessed them and repaired to his hermitage. Meanwhile, the news gatherers brought good tidings. They said that the princes were nearing Ayodhya. They must be reaching the city within 2 days. Arrangements were therefore made at the main gateway of the city to welcome into the imperial capital the 4 princes, who had successfully gone through their long and arduous pilgrimage and earned meritorious renown by their devotion and compassion during the triumphal tour. Rose water was sprinkled on the roads to make them dust-free. Arches and festoons were put up. On both sides of the road, women stood with plates on which they had placed lamps with bright flames, which
Sorry.
yeah,
Go ahead.
which they desired to wave before them as they passed along. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much. Auntie, shall we read the Telugu?
I can read the Telugu, but
Okay.
will you be able to?
I will try. If not, Sai Satish will step in.
Sai Satish or Sitaram, one can.
Yeah, so both of them are there.
Yeah, that.
Unless Sitaram, you want to volunteer?
Yeah,
You go ahead, Anna. I'll cover you.
Okay,
yeah. Okay, I'll start. ఇక అయోధ్యలో కౌమారుల యొక్క క్షేమ వార్తలు అప్పుడప్పుడు మాత్రమే గూఢాచారులచే తెలియచేయబడుచుండెను.
So, in Ayodhya, the news or their welfare of the princes were only made known once in a while.
ఓకే. దూరశ్రవణ యంత్రములు ఆనాడు లేకపోవుటచే గూఢాచారులే వార్తలను అందించుండేవారు.
At those times, there were no machines which were capable of providing information long distances.
Yeah.
They were all collected by Gudacharyalu means
Those
Spice, Anna, actually. Spice,
Pardon?
actually.
spice.
Yeah, people, information gatherers of a king
Yeah.
were the only
Like messengers, probably. Yeah.
Messengers.
yeah, but the word Gudacharya means people who are stealthily collecting information.
Yeah, correct. That's the word. Durasrona here is a telephone.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Telephone.
Telecommunications.
No, Akashavani.
ఆకాశవాణి. అందువలన వార్తలు చేరుట ఆలస్యమయ్యేది.
Due to that, there was delay in getting news.
ఒక్కొక్క పరి రాణులు పుత్ర వియోగము భరించలేక ఎక్కడున్నారో ఆహారము గాలులు మార్పుచే ఆరోగ్యములు ఎట్లున్నవో అని తమలో తాము అనుమానములకు గురి అయి ఓసారి
Okay, I think that's it. Okay.
I'll do it. ఒక్కొక్కరి రాణులు పుత్ర వియోగము భరింపలేక
So at times, the queens, unable to bear the separation from the children,
ఎక్కడున్నారో ఆహారము గాలులు మార్పుచే ఆరోగ్యములు ఎట్లున్నవో
how they were, whether there was different changes in food and also the weather, how their health was.
ఎట్లున్నవో అని తమలో తాము అనుమానములకు గురి అయి
They were imagining various things within themselves.
వశిష్ఠుల వారిని రప్పించి
They invited Sage Vasishtha.
పిల్లల క్షేమ వార్తలను అడిగేవారు.
They used to ask him the news about the welfare of the children.
అతను తన యోగ దృష్టితో పరిశీలించి
He used to use his yogic vision and examine.
పిల్లలకి ఎట్టి ఇబ్బందియు లేక ఆనందముగా యాత్రలు సాగించుచున్నారు.
The children are continuing their yatra or pilgrimage in a state of bliss without any difficulties or obstacles.
అతి శీఘ్రముగానే అయోధ్యను చేరగలరని తెలిపి
They will be reaching Ayodhya very soon. Thus he made it known to them.
రాణులకు ధైర్య ఆనందములు అందించి
he granted courage and bliss and joy to the queens.
వారలను ఆశీర్వదించి వెళ్ళుచుండేవాడు.
He used to bless them and go.
గూఢాచారుల వలన రాజకుమారులు
Due to the information gatherers, the king princes,
ఇంకా 2 దినముల్లో అయోధ్య చేరుచున్నారు అని విని
in 2 days' time they would be reaching Ayodhya. Her hearing this,
యాత్ర నుండి దిగ్విజయమును అందుకొని దివ్యమూర్తులైన పుత్రులు 4
though from the pilgrimage, the 4 children who are divine in their form, they have achieved victory from all 4 directions.
దివ్యమూర్తులైన పుత్రులు 4 అయోధ్య చేరుచున్నారు అని
They are reaching Ayodhya.
వారులకు మంగళ స్వాగతములకై వారు
For them to arrange auspicious welcome.
సింహద్వారమున దివ్య వైభవములతో ఏర్పాట్లు గావించిరి.
For the main gate of the at the divine palaces and Bhavanamrita, they made arrangements.
Grand arrangements, you can say. పురవీధులలో స్త్రీలు ఇరువైపులు హారతులు ఇచ్చుటకు
on the both sides of the streets for the women folk to provide arati,
తగిన వసతులు చేయించిరి.
they made arrangements, appropriate arrangements.
ధూళిని ఎగురని ఇయకుండుకై
so that dust will not rise up.
వీధులను పన్నీరు జల్లెలుచే చల్లబర్చిరి.
They wetted the streets with rose water.
Rose water. అనుకున్నట్లునే రాజకుమారులు సింహద్వారము ప్రవేశించి
just as they expected, and the princes entered the main gates.
మంగళ హారతులు అందుకొని
they accepted the auspicious waving of the flames.
పురవీధుల్లో పుష్పములు చల్లుచుండా
as flowers were being sprinkled on the streets of the city.
మంగళ వాద్యములు స్వాగత పదములు పాడుచుండా
as instruments which were auspicious instruments were playing the songs of welcome.
బ్రాహ్మణులు ఆశీర్వాదములు చెప్పుచుండా
as the Brahmins were chanting blessings.
సుమంత సమేతులై పూర్ణ తేజస్సుతో
with the minister Sumanta with full effulgence.
I think he has not read this doesn't.
Okay, we'll finish the sentence anyway.
Okay, shall I finish that?
Yeah.
బ్రాహ్మణులు ఆశీర్వాదములు చెప్పుచుండ సుమంత సమేతులై పూర్ణ తేజస్సుతో
with full effulgence.
భగవత్ కళలు మెరియుచు
the auspicious colors, the Sai Ram Bhagavat Kalalu,
భగవత్ కళలు ఉంటాయి.
They were shining with the divine
halo, divine color
qualities. Kalalu.
కళలు రాజభవనము చేరిరి.
They reached the palace.
That's it.
Okay, we'll stop, Auntie. Thanks.
Sai Ram.
Everyone. So that's the welcome of the princess back from the pilgrimage. Mr. Description by Swami. And also Swami is talking about the yogic vision of the Vasishtha who is to provide information. So I'll stop with this and ask anyone who would like to discuss any of the points. Sai Ram. Yes, Sister Vani, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, brother. So the difference between yogic vision and spiritual vision is the yogic vision is more about what is controlled by the mind or something, but then spiritual vision is about vision of the Atma, the God, in a vision. Is that how it works, or is it the same?
My understanding, sister, is yogic vision is all-knowing, the ability to know about everything. And so it covers the full gamut of existence. But I think people like Sage Vasishtha use it from a worldly purpose also. That's my understanding, but I will open it up for others to share their thoughts. Sai Ram. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, I just wanted to add to what you mentioned. So they are, the yogic vision is something like they're able to see the past, present, and future. We know that we had earlier seen in the instance where Dilipa's curse happened, how Vashishta at that point in time had traveled in the past. And using his yogic vision, he said how he got cursed by the divine cow Kamadhenu. And in this case, he's traveling in the present, but he's able to travel distance and know what are happening at that very instant. So I think when one is in that state, established in the Atman, because the Atman is omnipresent and omniscient, that is where tapping and being in that state, the whole world becomes an open book, whether it is for an internal journey or an external journey. And I think that's where Sage Vasishta is like Trikala Bhagyam Satyam kind of a thing. He's able to reveal across past, present, and future what it is. So, yeah, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Just to add to what you said, Vasishtha also had knowledge of the future. Not only just future, knowledge of the intentions of the Lord also. So that is the reason he's supposed to have come to Ayodhya and remain there so that he will be a person who will be able to witness Sri Rama when he was born there. So that kind of knowledge is unsurpassed. And Vasishtha is also called the Brahma Rishi. Brahma Rishi is one who has attained oneness with Brahman or has identified. So yes, he was almost walking Brahman on earth. Thank you very much. Sai Ram, anyone? Any other points? If no one, yes, brother.
Sir, I'm just curious, in the Telugu version, what term is used, what words are used? We have yogic attainment in English. What is it in Telugu?
The word used is yoga drishti.
Yoga drishti. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. That's the yogic vision then. Very well. I was just curious because it's somewhat similar to a siddhi in some ways, but I'm sure we could, parse things to differentiate them. But I don't think it's worth the bother. It's very much a side issue. That's all, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much. Yes, Sitaram, please go ahead.
Yeah, Ramana. I think this entire paragraph, it really replicates what used to happen in Parthi as well. Whenever Swami used to go to Vrindavan, all boys used to have so many Gudacharis from Vrindavan. We used to make calls to whomever we knew, and we used to understand what used to happen that day. Swami would have given interview to someone, or where Swami would have gone in the car. Is it to Parthi? So very similar. I think suspense is always prevailed when God physically separates from certain place. And when he comes back, I think by the time he comes back, within 2 or 3 days, when we know the news, I think teachers used to pass it to the students in the hostels, and all the hostels used to join and practice welcome songs, Swagatam songs to Swami. So as soon as Swami comes, there are Veda mantras leading his car into Kulwant Hall, and then there are students, teachers, elders, devotees giving harati across the streets. Though there were no specific vasatulu that were maintained, I think entire Parthi was always filled like that. So if Mani Auntie may remember any songs, Swagatam songs that she would have sung then, I think this is perfect paragraph for that, I thought. Sai Ram, but it really reminds those days, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram Sitaram. I don't exactly remember the Swagatam songs, but of course I remember when mothers used to sing, Swami has come, Sri Sai Vachinaru, Sri Swami Vachinaru, Baba Prasadamulu Dorakuchunnavi. These songs we used to sing when Swami used to sing, come back.
Very
Sai Ram.
nice. Thank you for sharing, Auntie.
Sai Ram, Sitaram, I think more than the boys relied on Gudachari. But there were a lot of Brahma Rishis, they were in Parthi. Whenever people used to ask Swami, when are you going to Vrindavan, or when are you coming back to Puttaparthi? Swami used to always say, go ask the ladies, they all know everything.
More than Swami, he used to tell.
Yes. So there were people like that also. So
That's true.
thank you.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram,
Sai Ram.
I notice the mother's anxiety when children are away. Queens were also feeling the same way. You know, they were worried about their food, how the health would be of those children, and such things. All mothers feel the same way. So in this paragraph, I find that anxiety and that this thing, to know about children's welfare is present even among them, even though they were queens. That doesn't matter. All mothers are same. We all feel the same way. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Auntie. So, Auntie, are you suggesting that all mothers should cultivate that, or?
I think it's a natural instinct.
Okay.
It will come.
Thank you, Auntie.
Sai Ram.
Brother, what you are trying to, I wanted to know for your question, what is the answer you are looking for? The
I'm not
mothers
asking
shouldn't
for an
have it,
answer.
or mothers can have it, or
I didn't want to say anything, sister. I don't have a point of view. If there's a point of view, it'll come to light later. No problem.
You are looking that as an attachment? No.
I will
Just
let
ask.
each person decide.
Okay.
Okay, so if there's nothing else to discuss, we can move forward. Ron, please, brother.
Okay, Sai Ram. The princes arrived at the gate as announced. Lamps were waved before them. They moved along the main highway, which was strewn with petals of fragrant flowers. Parties of musicians and minstrels singing welcome songs proceeded slowly in advance. Brahmins recited hymns invoking the blessings of God upon the distinguished scions of the imperial family. Sumantra came alongside the princes, who were shining with an ethereal glow on their faces. When they reached the palace gates, many rites were gone through to ward off the effects of the evil eye. They were then led into the inner apartments. The mothers whose eyes were longing to look upon them were awaiting them there. The boys ran towards them and fell at their feet. They were raised up and held fast in close embrace for 5 or 6 minutes, during which they lost themselves in the thrill of joy, which enveloped both mother and son in the bliss of mergence with the divine. The tears that rolled from the eyes of the mothers out of the surgence of the love bathed the heads of the boys. They took hold of their sari ends and wiped their heads dry with them. They stroked the hair, they fondled the head, they seated them on their laps. They fed them fondly with sweet rice and curd mixed rice. Sai Ram.
Thank you. Thank you, Ram sir. Auntie, shall we read the Telugu?
The sentence which I read last time from the వారులకు అనేక రకముల దృష్టిని తీయించి లోనికి తీసుకొని పోయిరి.
For the princes, they did many kinds of removal of evil eye and then took them inside.
They were taken inside. కౌమారులను చూచుటకై కన్నులు కాయలయ్యున్న తల్లులు,
The mothers whose eyes were yearning for seeing the children,
వారులకై అంతఃపురమున కాచియుండుట చేత,
because they are in the inner quarters of the palace, they were waiting.
నలుగురు కుమారులు పరుగిడిపోయి,
All the four princes ran there.
పరుగిడిపోయి తల్లులకు నమస్కరించి,
They did obeisance to the mothers.
వార్ల హస్తముల్లో చిక్కుకొని అనుభవించు ఆనందమునకు సాటి వేరు లేదు.
The bliss that they enjoyed in the bosom of their mother is inexplicable.
6 నిమిషములు స్పృహలేని కాయములై,
For 6 minutes, they were bodies without any consciousness.
సాయుజ్య స్థితి అనుభవించిరి.
They experienced the state of Sayujya, which is divine mergence with Swami or with Lord.
తల్లుల కన్నుల నుండి కారు ఆనంద బాష్పములచే,
From the tears of happiness rolling down the eyes of mothers,
పట్టరాని ప్రేమచే తలలు తడిసిపోయిను.
their heads became wet with those tears.
కొంతసేపు అయిన తర్వాత
After some time,
వారి చీర పయటలతో తలలపై పడిన తమ కన్నీటిని తుడిచి,
the hems of their saris, they used the hems of their saris to wipe away the wetness on the heads of the children.
శిరస్సులను ముద్దాడి,
They kissed and played along with their heads.
పీఠములపై కూర్చొని తమ తమ కొడుకులను ఒడిలో ఉంచుకొని,
They sat on the seats and made their sons sit in their laps.
చక్కెర పొంగలి దద్యోదనములు తెప్పించి,
They brought along chakkara pongali, a sweet pongal, and dadyodanamu, which is the curd rice.
తల్లులు తమ హస్తములతో నోటిలో పెట్టుచుండ,
As the mothers fed with their own hands to the kids, to the princes,
అబ్బా ఆ తల్లులు ఆనందమును వర్ణనాతీతం.
what the happiness and the bliss that the mothers were experiencing is beyond words. Sai Ram.
Thanks, Sitaram. Thanks, Sai Ram, everyone. So we read about the joy of the mothers and what they did to the children. I think once again, removal of evil eye is again brought up. And I think now everyone knows when somebody comes home what food they have to feed. So with that, I'll stop. If anyone would like to discuss any points, please go ahead.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Auntie.
Swami has been referring to this drishti again and again. So that means, some people don't have any belief in it. They say, oh, it's all this thing. But since Swami has been uttering the same thing again and again, I think there is some significance in taking out the arati or drishti to ward off evil influence of others. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Yes, Beena, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, I just noticed here that the last question was raised, Sister Aruna, about the attachment and thing from the mother side or so. Here in this slide, it's very beautifully reciprocating about the love from the boys' side. And Swami has said very beautifully, Swami says here the boys are in towards them instead of the prince. So when they came in, the motherly love, they were not just the prince, but they were their kith and kin. That very high level of the Swami has chosen the word so beautiful here. So that's a difference. I see it. I'm not sure about anyone else, but that's what I would like to just mention it. That when they were in, they were going, they were just the boys of the mothers rather than the prince. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Beena. Thank you. So mothers' love and how mothers bring up the children has been spoken very highly by Swami. Matrubhava, Swami says Bharat is famous for that Matrubhava, that motherliness. And it comes through very clearly. That's why I was asking Mani Auntie whether it's something for everyone to practice, because Swami has again and again said the role of the mother has been diminished in the modern day world. If people talk to any youngster, they will say, "Oh, I don't want to be in the kitchen," or I don't want to be changing diapers. They think bringing up children is only this. So Swami has again and again spoken on every lady's day. This is what Swami says. There's no greater service to the world, no greater duty to the world than a mother bringing up good children with love and affection. So I'll stop there. Sister Vani, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, brother, I'm just noting here the Swami saying that bliss of mergence with the divine, as Brother Sitaram said, Sayujya. So it's like, and the mothers know probably at that time that, and especially Kaushalya knows it's Rama who's divine and all that. And here it says it's enveloping both the mother and son, as Sister Beena said. So the mergence of the divine is, I guess, is for both of them. Is that how we should interpret? Like, they are soaked in mother's love, the mothers are soaked in the children's love, and it becomes divine. Is that how we should read this, brother?
Yes, sister. I think, sister, you have answered your question also. So others, if anyone would like to comment, share your thoughts, please do so. Yes, Sister Sumati.
Sai Ram, brother, is this called unconditional love? My heart melts actually.
I don't, it's love in its highest form on the worldly plane. So I think we will leave it at that. So it has certain conditions. So I will stop there.
Thank you.
But it's still a worthy love to practice on while on earth. So I will leave it at that. That's my understanding. But I will open it for anyone else to comment on it.
Thank you.
Yes, Sitaram, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, one question is Swami mentioned ఆరు నిమిషములు స్పృహలేని కాయములై సాయుధ్య స్థితి అనుభవించరు. It's I've never seen a specific number that is here. They have diluted that by saying 5 or 6 minutes, but Swami has clearly said it is 6 minutes. Any significance to that number, or is Sahyajya Sthiti related to 6 minutes? Just want to understand that, because Swami has mentioned the 11 seconds for getting mukti in many of his discourses, but the 6 minutes never caught my attention. Any thoughts on that, Sai Ram?
Okay, very, very nice question, Sitaram. I will ask her. I think Sister Aruna has the answer. She's raised her hand.
Brother, I don't have an answer for Brother Sitaram's question. However, I know I shouldn't touch on this again. But I thought of asking one thing. The Mani Aunty again mentioned about the evil eye. Swami is bringing up again and again. But sometimes, in my perspective, I think when we do this kind of thing, we think our children are the best. Is coming to us, kind of that kind of feeling also comes to me. So I don't know what is really the evil eye means here. What is that that they are trying to protect with that? I'm trying to understand, because I always feel, is something when Swami says there's supposed to be some like a inner meaning to it, and we have to something to pay attention. But all this time I always think, what is this that I'm thinking, oh, my child is the
Yes,
like a
that is
precious kind of treating like that. So that I wanted to understand a little more. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you, Sister. Anyone else would like to comment anything or answer these two questions which have popped up? Yes, Rohit.
I feel like this question comes up quite often about this evil eye understanding thing. So I read what Swami said. It's in one of the discourses. I'll try to break it down practically. So Arnanti, let's assume we are back in Krita Yuga, okay? And I'll play the bad guy, okay? So you are a Devta and I'm an Asura, okay? I'll play the bad guy in this thing. Let's say you wish for something, and I am also equally doing my sadhana, and I wish that you should not get it. Now, in front of the Lord, we both are equal because I also did my sadhana. But I am putting the evil eye on you that you should not get it, I should get it. So, in this case, the God, as we have read in a lot of Krita Yuga stories, the Lord will allow the drama to go on. Because I have a heavier karma and heavier let's say punyam, because I have done my sadhana, done my, because let's we have seen many times that even the asuras and even Ravana in the entire Ramayana, we have read how he was a great Shiva Bhakta. So with all these sadhana and all comes certain power, certain this thing, and in we don't know who has how much punyam, we don't know who has how much good karma. So in this case, if I have more punyam than you, and if I wish that you should not get something, then my punyam will get answered at the, yes, I will also get papam, sin, that is later, that I'll get punished for it, that comes later. But at that moment of time, my if my punyam is higher, if my, let's say, spiritual sadhana power is higher, at that moment my prayer gets answered and you end up not getting something. So in this case, the evil eye, in this case, when we talk about it in a general world, let's say you want a particular happiness in life, like a child or a job or a success or a promotion or something, and there is somebody else who doesn't want you to have it. If in that situation that person ends up having more punyam than you, or has a better karma than you, and or has better sadhana, let's say bank balance than you, then that person's desire of you not being able to get it will more easier get fulfilled than you trying to get something. So that practically breaks down the evil eye in my understanding, as far as I have read from Swami's discourses, that um, when it comes to evil eye, if somebody else wishes for something and that person has that better karma, then that person at that moment of time is going to end up fulfilling it, and you might not get your pleasure or happiness, and you might end up being sad. That's what I understood. I can be very wrong, but this is what I understood from all these discourses and Puranas. Thank you. I'll stop here. Sarah.
Thank you, Rohit. Anyone else would like to discuss any points? Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Hi, Ramana. I was just trying to understand Sitaram's question of the 6 minutes one. So I was just looking up at Swami's discourse on Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. And there, Swami says, in how is meditation to be done, he says the first step is Dharana. 12 dharanas amount to one dhyana. 12 dhyanas equal one samadhi. Dharana is steady, concentrated viewing of any object for 12 seconds. You have to look at any object, a flame, a picture, or an idol for 12 seconds only with total concentration without winking the eyelids. This is dharana. Practicing dharana is a preparation for dhyana. The duration of dhyana is 12 dharanas. This means dhyana should last 12 into 12, 144 seconds. That is 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Dhyana does not call for sitting in meditation for hours. Proper dhyana need not last more than 2 minutes 24 seconds. It is only after dharana has been practiced well that one can do dhyana or meditation well. 12 dhyanas equal one samadhi. This means 144 into 12 seconds. That is 28 minutes and 48 seconds, very much less than an hour. Swami just goes along that whole thing. So I was just seeing here when they said Sayujya, that 6 minutes could literally mean how they had stepped from a state of, because they were constantly pining for their children who were far away, they were in a state of dharana, and when that object which was far away came near in front of them and they embraced that object, they went into a state of dhyana, if not samadhi. And that Swami's putting definitely a number there, but it is to show that actually they were in deep dhyana at that point in time. Because here, based on what Swami said, if you're in that state, it is 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go into that dhyana. And so obviously they had lost their body consciousness in that embrace and continued to be in that state of sayujya. So I would look at that number more to lead us along how is dharana and dhyana done, essentially going to a state of samadhi. But I'll just stop there. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Sister Ananthi.
Sai Ram, when I look at the second paragraph, and the discussion we have had on this one, and the Mani Aunty also nicely explained that this is a maybe motherly, natural love with your children and those things, and for a minute I just thought about that. Swami is telling that the mothers, they should have the maybe another sister also brought in unconditional love and those things. But modern days, these days, if mothers, if they have, if they show the children, very affectionate and and more taking care of the children, especially boys, they the mothers have been branded as maybe they are they are giving too much maybe too much care for their boys, and they don't they don't develop themselves the independence of their living, and and also I just have had a question in my mind. Maybe Sister Aruna also partly touched whether this is a too much attachment with their children, and also the maybe separating the children when they reach the age of 18 and ask them living independently to develop their life skills and those things, and where we have to throw the line. Definitely mothers, they should give the children their the ultimate love or unconditional love, but because of the princess here, we think that the way back, they have, when I look at the word to word, line by line, they shown their, the love, the beyond our expectation these days, so I just wanted to have, maybe the little discussion, where we have to draw the line, and maybe specifically, I would speak myself, and I thought that maybe after certain age, we have to draw a line and detach from the children, that's what I want to have, maybe some others' opinion, and maybe giving a little bit of light on this one. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you, sister. Anyone else has any points to raise? Thank you. Maybe then I will just share my thoughts on the questions. I will start with Sita Ram's question. I think Sai Satish has covered. Here, Swami has used the word yogic and so on earlier. So I will take from there. There are places where Swami has talked about the Shat Chakras. The understanding in the yogic tradition is the Kundalini which rises from the Mooladhara, travels through the 6 chakras, and then when it reaches the Sahasrara, which is at the top of the head, at that point in time, people have a sense of Savijya emerges. So that means one penetrates through all the 6 chakras. And also, coincidentally, Swami is talking about them that they were wetting their heads and the hairs, and they were kissing them also. Muddadu, Swami says. So these generally parents, the way they kiss the children is on the top of the head, which is also considered a way of raising the Kundalini of a child. Of course, for that, the mothers also should be adept and spiritually endowed. But that's considered a standard process. Generally, elders will kiss any children, youngsters, at the top of the head, who are, if they're spiritually of a certain nature, they'll be able to draw out the Kundalini to rise to the. So that just I don't know whether the 6 meant that, but those thoughts came to me because Swami has mentioned about it in a few places. So I will stop there. I hope Sitaram, there's nothing more, it just guess and maybe trying to link something which Swami said, which is similar to what Sai Satish said. The Dharana and Dhyana process are supposed to bring it up to the Ajna Chakra, which is where the concentration happens. And that results in Samadhi. So it's more or less the same. So I will leave it at that. See, sometimes Swami throws these numbers for us to contemplate and discuss. I will go to Sister Aruna's question. Sister, I think sometimes the problem comes when we say evil eye. In English, that is the only translation. Whereas drishti is the only thing Swami said. If other people look at you, there is the belief is the energy from them comes and rests on a person and can have negative impact, even whether it's positive or negative. Generally, the tradition in Sanatana Dharma is when you go out and come, you have a bath before you enter the house also. Because the reason is, it's not that there are evil people, there are some people are bad and we are good. Because the thing is, if there is somebody with an evil thought has looked at you, that can have an impact on your own thought process. So it is more of a shielding mechanism so that the positive environment in the house, the impact of that does not get diluted by going out and coming. So it is not that our children are good, other people are bad. It's a general form of hygiene. hygiene at the energy level. So that's why Swami is again and again repeating that. Because these are things which are thought to be, foolish belief systems, superstitions, and things like that, because of certain Western thinking. But the reality is, if you go out and come, if you interact with anyone, there is going to be some damage done to us. So that's reality. Because we can be distracted from our own path, our own journey. So that's the idea, sisters. So that's fine. I hope it is not necessarily attachment, that's a duty of mothers. I think that's the way.
Thank you.
Over excessive attachment is not good. And I think what Sister Ananthi brought up about attachment and where the mother should draw line. I think we had a study circle on parenting some time back. And I think after I conducted that study circle using 3 discourses of Swami, I don't think no one ever attended another study circle. So I will stop at that. Swami has given clear instructions of how to draw the line. We have to draw the line. Many places. And what the duty of a mother or father is supposed to be. According to the situation, the love can be even sikshana or punishment or, a correction. So I think there are many ways. What Swami does not like is parents spoiling the children, giving them whatever they want, so that they are not controlled and their lower impulses get the better of them. So I think it will become a side discussion at this point in time. But there is, Sister Anandi, you can reach out to me. Again, I can send you the discourses. And we can have study circle if there is some demand. Okay, I will stop here.
Thank you so much, brother.
Yes, Sister Vani, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, brother. So I see a difference here from a regular mother-child versus these 4 mothers towards their children, because they know they are divine and their love is more of a devotion kind of thing. It's like Vatsalya Bhakti. So it is different from a regular mother-child love.
Thank you very much, sister. Thank you. I think because not every mother should imagine that when they are getting Sayuj. Here the children were divine, and that's something different, which the 3 queens were blessed with. Thank you. If there are no other questions or comments, we can proceed. Where is Ron? Ron, please go.
Okay, Sai Ram. The excitement and thrill of the mothers were indescribable. The pang of separation which they had suffered for 3 long months could be assuaged a little, only by having the children in their care and custody day and night for a few days. They wanted them to relate the story of their pilgrimage, and the boys narrated in sweet, simple, sincere style the sacredness of each holy place, as explained to them by Sumantra. The queens listened to these narratives with such ardor and faith that they too seemed to experience the exhilaration each shrine provides for the earnest pilgrims. Dasharatha celebrated the return of the young princes from their holy journey by offering oblations to the gods and arranging a magnificent banquet for all Brahmins who had successfully completed the pilgrimage to Kashi and Prayaga. He gave the latter monetary gifts too. Thus, since the day when the princes were born, it was one continuous round of festival and feast in the capital city and in the kingdom. The city of Ayodhya shone with uninterrupted rejoicing. Feasting and festive entertainment knit the populace into a family, bound by love and gratitude. Sai Ram.
Thank you, Ron. Sitaram, you can translate, please.
Okay.
Shall I read?
Yes, Auntie.
We read that Tallula Anandamu Varnanatitamu.
Yes. Yes, auntie. After that.
3 నెలల పుత్ర వియోగము చే పొందిన ప్రేమ తాపమును.
Due to the separation from the children for 3 months.
ఆ ప్రేమ తాపమును చల్లార్చుకొనుటకై కొన్ని దినములు తమ తమ బిడ్డలను రాత్రింబవళ్ళు తమ చెంతనే ఉంచుకొని.
Because of that separation, they went through. How do we translate prema tapamu? Maybe
divine love or the absence of
divine pain of separation.
Separation.
Divine pain of separation.
Yeah, pain.
Pain of separation. Yeah.
చల్లార్చుకొనుటకై కొన్ని దినములు.
To cool that pain of separation.
తమ తమ బిడ్డలను రాత్రింబవళ్ళు తమ చెంతనే ఉంచుకొని.
They kept their children day and night.
అల్ల రాత్రింబవళ్ళు.
రాత్రింబవళ్ళు. Yeah, night and day.
Okay. తమ చెంతనే ఉంచుకొని.
Kept them along with them all along.
మధ్య మధ్య యాత్రా విశేషములను అడుగుచు.
They were inquiring about the details about their pilgrimage in between.
పిల్లలు ఒక్కొక్క క్షేత్రము యొక్క విశిష్టతలను సుమంతునిచే విన్నవన్నీ తల్లులకు చెప్పుచుండా.
The children started narrating the stories as they listened from Sumanta to the mother.
తల్లులు కూడాను యాత్రా ఫలమును అనుభవించిన వారి వలె.
Mothers also felt they experienced the fruits of pilgrimage.
అత్యంత శ్రద్ధాసక్తులతో వినుచుండెడి వారు.
Thus they listened with lot of faith and interest.
పిల్లలు యాత్ర గావించి వచ్చిరను సంబరముచే.
With the exuberance that children have completed their pilgrimage.
దశరథుడు ఒకనాడు దేవతా సమారాధన గావించి.
Dasharatha conducted rituals that invoked the presence of devatas.
కాశీ ప్రయాగ తీర్థములను వచ్చిన వారందరికీ బ్రాహ్మణుల చేత ఇప్పించెను.
He distributed gifts to all the people who went along to Kashi and Prayaga pilgrimages.
మృష్టాన్నములను పెట్టించెను.
He fed with sweet rice to all those who gathered.
దక్షిణలు పంచిపెట్టెను.
He gave away gifts.
ఈ విధముగా పుత్రులు పుట్టిన నాటి నుండి ఏదో ఒక పేరున అయోధ్యలో వైభవలు జరుపుచుండిరి.
Thus, every day in Ayodhya has been a festival from the time the sons were born.
అయోధ్య నిత్యోత్సవ నిలయమై రాణించుచుండెను.
Ayodhya stood tall with every day being a festival.
విందులు వినోదములు పట్టణపు వారులందరినీ ఒక కుటుంబీకులుగా మార్చివేసెను.
Because of such celebrations of happiness, the entire city became one big family.
I think there he stopped bound by love. నెలకు వచ్చు నవమి దశమి that has not been.
No,
That is not covered yet.
Okay.
I think we have covered there. Thank you. Sai Ram, everyone. So we can discuss how Dasharatha celebrated, and of course the mothers hearing the pilgrimage. Then the Brahmins who came from Kashi and Prayaga also, Swami has mentioned that they were specially celebrated, given gifts, dakshina. So very nice, some of the points. I think we can discuss all of them. Whoever would like to share your thoughts, please go ahead. Yes, Rohit.
Saramako, I just had a question. So, this last paragraph, the theme I have seen repeat a lot throughout the chapters you read about how Swami has mentioned about how there was always a feeling of festivity and positivity in Ayodhya. So I have wondered, why was it the case? I mean, it's obvious it's because of the four divine brothers, but why? What was the context? What was the background? Why were they celebrating so much? I would really like to understand. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very much. So I think you partially answered your question also. But anyway, I will open it up for others to share their thoughts. Yes, Sitaram, please go ahead.
Sai Ram, I think because Rohit asked about context, it looks like, again, I may be wrong, this paragraph Swami has started off from Dasharatha's perspective, how Ayodhya looked, what he did, and why he did. And it goes back to the time where he did not have any children. So I think because there is such a low time where he experienced that pain despite he had three wives, and then children came on with God's grace, leaving aside even that they are divine beings, just because as a king he had four sons. I think that itself is from the time, that's why Swami mentioned that line, saying that from the time పుత్రులు పుట్టిన నాటి నుండి ఏదో ఒక పేరున, for some reason or the other, he used to have some festival conducted, some celebration happening. So from Dasharatha's perspective, it all looked like one family, is how I'm seeing. And it also ties to the previous paragraphs where Swami is telling about the separation and ananda that is followed by it. And in many discourses, Swami, I think, mentioned about Mother Kunti. When Krishna asks, what do you want? Kunti always asks for dukkha only. Because only during the times of pain, Lord is next to you, is how I think Kunti always perceived. So every time there is a pain, there is ananda which is being followed, is how I'm seeing. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Sitaram. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
I'm just seeing across ages, wherever the avatar has been, of course, God is omnipresent, all of that is there, but the physical presence itself has the charm about it. So we know, whether here we are reading about the Rama avatar, we know that when Krishna was in Vrindavan, how every day would be filled with that festivity and that kind of celebration. And even in the Sai avatar, we have seen how Parthi was when Swami was physically in Parthi, and when he would just go to Brindavan, then what would become of Parthi? The same Parthi, in terms of the physicality of how things would happen. Of course, the divine ambience is always there, but all of that festivity, all of that, whether you call it physical commotion of devotees moving around, and all of that will suddenly become silent. So you can just see how the physical presence brings along all of the physical activities also, while the mental journey and all of that spiritual journey is happening. It clearly shows how the presence of that of the avatar or the divine being makes all that happen at the physical level. And the very purpose of those physical activities are, of course, again to connect one on the inner journey and take them on that Sayujya state which the mothers have experienced here. But clearly we can see time and again just the physical presence, what it does. And I'm sure wherever the brothers went on their pilgrimage, each of those places also the people would have essenced it. Like when Swami would go to Brindavan, Brindavan would literally have that ambience, or else till then Brindavan will be relatively silent, everybody waiting for Swami's coming in. The moment Swami's honk, the car of Swami's honk, or rather, when the car's honk is heard with Swami coming into Vrindavan, that minute itself, the ambience of boys running and that whole place within seconds will turn around and become like Kolahala Priyaya Namaha. So that kind of an ambience that it'll take. Swami goes to Kodai, instantaneously the magic you can see. So it's the physical charm and at the same time all of those activities directed on the inner journey. But I'll pause here.
Thank you very much, Sai Satish. Very nicely explained. Anyone else would like to share any thoughts, please?
Sai Ram.
Yes, Beena.
Go
Beena,
ahead,
yes.
Mani Auntie. I will say afterwards.
Okay, Bina, you can go ahead if you want.
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
Probably you might say something what I am looking.
I would like to draw attention on the fact that Swami mentions about Dakshina. That is the monetary benefit which a Brahmin is given. Because, some people have started looking at the Dakshina in a different way. Oh, these Brahmins are very greedy, that's why we... But Swami has demonstrated himself by giving complete, in abundance. He has given the Brahmins who performed that Navaratri during Dasara, that yagas. And it shows one should honor the Vedic knowledge those people have. Brahmins who were there performing the Havan Yajna Kundas, they were sitting and then putting oblations with the mantras. They have learned those mantras with great effort. That should be honored. So, and the knowledge that they have got, Vedic knowledge, it should be honored. That's how Swami showed us that giving Dakshina is a part of our duty towards those Brahmins. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Auntie. Yes, Beena, Ron.
Raman, I was just the same line what Auntie said. I knew very beautifully she explained, but just wanted to add a little bit in that. It was the same line that the Satkarma, they would not miss out any opportunity of having a Satkarma. Even Dasharath Raja here, it is, there were so many, in his lineage also, all the kings did the exactly same. The Satkarma, feeding the Brahmins and giving Dakshina and so many other things. What I am saying that Swami also have enforced quite a lot of, and it is our utmost duty to do not miss out any good opportunity. So, it is a saying even that we do the good karma, our children will also benefit in that, and the prosperity overall. So I just wanted to add that on the top. Thank you, Saina.
Thank you very much, Beena. Yes, Ron.
Sai Ram, I believe Sister Aruna put her hand up before me, so let's give her a chance.
Sai Ram, brother, why don't you go ahead? Then I'll, if I don't get my answer, I'll ask. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Very well. Okay, just focusing on the last sentence here about I know there's already been a bit of a discussion about the whole feasting and festive entertainment that the populace into a family bound by love and gratitude. The whole thing about the significance and importance of making everyone feel a part of a family. This is a bit of a diversion, but it's related. For many years, I had to pore over professionally all imaginable statistics collected in Canada at all levels. And believe it or not, there is a statistic that's collected on what's called social cohesion, which is part of mental health and wellness. It's actually a measure, although it is qualitative, it is a measure of mental health in terms of how much people within a community feel that they belong to that community, that they're one with the community. So even the dry bureaucrats within governments realize the importance of people belonging with the community. Whether they do anything about it is another matter, but they do acknowledge it. That's all. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Ron. Yes, Sister Aruna.
Sai Ram, brother. I'm really looking for your question that you were just saying about that the Brahmins has been invited. Not only that, and who had successfully completed pilgrimage from Kashi to why Swami is that using that word like whoever has completed from that is something there is a significant behind of it, I think. So is anything you can share something in regards to that, please? Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, sister. Anyone would like to share your thoughts, please? Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
I think in this regard, think all of these, where I'm seeing is these were people who had accompanied the children on their pilgrimage. So even as the children had gone all the way from Kanyakumari to Kashmir and again the east to west, what I was seeing is if it's at the level of people who had accompanied, they were also given that because it's dakshina is usually given when you have called upon somebody to do a particular task, and at the end of it, you offer the dakshina that is done as for whatever activity that they have been called upon, the Brahmins. So in this case, what I was thinking was they had accompanied the children on all of this pilgrimage. That is one aspect. If that is not the case, if there's a thing that is not, if they are not the people who have gone along with the children, then we know that, especially in those days, I was just thinking, even as these princes had completed all of this pilgrimage in 3 months, we are talking about Treta Yuga, when there was no motor vehicles and so on. They had to go by horse-drawn chariots. And if they had to traverse the length and breadth of Bharatavarsha at that point in time, this would have involved day and night travel. And why I'm speaking is in this context where even the Brahmins, whoever has undertaken the arduous trip to Kashi or Prayag, have gone through so many physical challenges of going to that place and returning, which itself in those days was a Herculean task, which is indeed again worthy of merit or worthy of worship. And so the recognition has been shown in that matter, sheerly at the scale of which somebody could leave their hearth and home. Those days, if they had to go on that kind of a pilgrimage, what they had to carry along with them, leaving behind many of their kith and kin, it was not sure whether they would come back on from such an arduous journey. So that is another way to honor those people who have literally made that pilgrimage back and forth. So I'll stop here. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Bina.
Just wanted to add in this point, Brother Satish said very nicely. Also, those were the time that most of the sannyasis were also going there, who had who would go and do the tapas even there, and all kind of samadhi and meditation, whatnot. They were the siddhi. They were the one who were called like a siddha purusha at that time. Those are the Brahmins, the quality they had it. Even I wanted to even mention that in the last slide when we were talking about the sixth number is the Vedanta says that the number 6 is the completeness it shows. So here it is also, if you connect these two pieces together. That is also one of the point I would like to make it that Brahmins who successfully completed it means that they were some kind of a siddhi. They had it attained, and to give them a dakshina, it's a very highly merit you can accumulate. Sai Ram.
Thank you very much, Bina. I think Brother Sai Satish has nicely explained. So I think my thought is also on the same way. Because the princes travel by chariot. But the Brahmins would have known that they will definitely go to certain spots. And so they would have gone in advance by walking there to even welcome the princess there. And it would have been their own pilgrimage also. It would have been an arduous one, as they said. So they had to be financially compensated for that, which they may have taken up on their own. Because wishing the welfare of the country and the princess. So I think these sadhana, these good activities are observed by the king, and he appropriately encourages and supports such ventures, is what I would say. I think that's what Swami is trying to point out. And Sister Bina has nicely explained, and she talked about the six. There is another thought which came to my mind. Swami says, in this world, created world, you will not find a sixth element. The five bhutas are there, there's no sixth. But there is a sixth, which is nothing but the Atman which has created these five bhutas. That also Swami has spoken about in some of his discourses. So that also is something that's related to the six, because five elements you cross, and the six is you merge with the Brahman. It's also something which is nice. Thanks, Bina. Thanks, Sai Satish. And I think we have reached the time for today, and we crossed also. And so we will close the session today, and we will again meet next week. Sai Ram, everyone. Thank you. We'll close with the Samasta Loka prayer. Sitaram, you can lead the prayer, please.
समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय
Yay.
साई राम
Thank you.
Thank you, Sai Ram.